Yeah, baby, FrugalBC. So good.
So
But
now that you, now that
let me hit you with some spice.
okay, let's do it.
So the paper on consensus incentivization is done, and we think it's good, and it's been reviewed by myself, my colleagues, and my peers at Algorand Technologies. I'm going to shoot a video where I'm going to walk through it because it's quite technical. It has a whole bunch of stuff in it from how we're going to build it, what are the changes that are going to be required, what's the impact, what are the kind of mitigations that you might have to think about when you're rolling a change like this, because it's a serious change. And when you change decentralized networks, especially those where you add incentives or money, you can sometimes change the gaming angles on things. So we got to think about how things are done. And so it's like a 15, 20-page document, and we're going to release it. I'm going to announce this here for the first time. I was going to tweet this, but now this is spicy. We're releasing this on January 17th. That date is somewhat arbitrary. People would say, why pre-announce something? We want to get the messaging right around it, and we're giving the marketing team some time to kind of get the messaging out there and grow awareness on it. But the paper's done. It's going to come with a video of myself chatting through it so people can understand it, even if they're not super techie. And yeah, Jan 17th. And at the same time, because we want to kind of show that we're outward facing and we are, working for you. I said the community. We're going to release a roadmap that's going to describe all of our major technical innovation that's coming for 2024. Right there in January, you're going to have a list of things you can rely upon. We can give them sexy names because I know people are like, hey, why do you call it dynamic lambda? Why not call it like fire dancer? Right? So like,
I like fire dancer. Let's do that.
Yeah. We can come up with some groovy names for these things. But January 17th, we're going to have a roadmap. We're going to have the document on consensus incentives, which, like I said, is a PDF, and it's going to come with an instructional video that's going to walk you through it and the main concepts. And so we're very excited about what's going to come in 2024. I mean, you've got everything from AlgoKit v2, the production release of Python, so you can truly start building your production apps in Python, CI/CD, the whole lot, build, test, deploy, line-by-line debugging with AlgoKit v2. We're going to be working on AlgoKit v3. We're going to be bringing improvements to the network speed with dynamic block times or dynamic lambda. We're going to be bringing out consensus incentives implemented probably by mid-2024. And we're going to be bringing out peer-to-peer gossip-based networking towards the end of 2024, hopefully around Q3. But this is all going to be part of the roadmap, and we just have a killer year. And by the end of 2024, I'm aiming to have a hopefully Algorand that's in the CMC somewhere in the 30s, and I think we'll have deserved that position, to be quite honest with you.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Well, you heard it here first, folks. That's super awesome. John, you got about, and I appreciate you sharing that with our audience big time. I'll definitely be clipping that out and spreading that around. So awesome. Yeah, you got about 15 minutes left. Is that correct?
Yeah. If that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Call, yeah.
I got one question I want to get to, but I do have a super chat from Two Tiny Trees. And they ask, does it make sense to add an opt-in wallet toggle, prevents spam to those who want to block, but allows freedom for others to accept all assets?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I would like to see kind of opt-ins be opt-in.
Okay, there you go. Excellent.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But here's the thing, though. Sorry, you might think, well, hang on. Why don't you go and do it then? Answer: because when you change, blockchains are a pain in the ass. When you're releasing changes, you got to be forever backwards compatible. So let's say we're about to do AVM 10 in January. This is like the 10th edition of AVM. It's got some wild stuff in it, right? Pairing-based mathematics, equivalence and extension fields. You can do some really groovy stuff with AVM 10. It's like I say, the Apple Silicon of the cryptocurrency space in terms of processing. Mm-hmm. But we have to make sure all those changes don't break app number one on the chain. Because if they break app number one or app number two or app number three, you're locking that person's funds forever. So everything has to be forever backwards compatible. And so changes like the behavior of the opt-in, now you got to start thinking, hang on, are there people relying on that in some kind of architectural decision of their application where us changing that might destroy their app or break their security or whatever? And so implicitly you might think, or intuitively rather, you might think, probably not. But you got to be super careful. And we don't, of course, have direct comms with everyone using the network because it's permissionless. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we don't make these changes quickly. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense for sure.